really beautiful house in Vermilion, and we heard that it was haunted. And I just have to say, basically, apparently I was in a different room, but I was basically trying to taunt the ghost last night. Like I was like, okay, listen, please let me sleep. But like, if you want to fuck me up in between, like if I have to get up to pee and you wanted to show up, like do it. I want to see it, but just don't screw up my sleep, please. That's all I need. And I guess the other room was also like, prove it, show it. And then we all slept really well. And so we're like, wow, maybe these
really good news about ghosts.
Yeah.
Turns out they're really cowardly.
They prefer friendly, Joshua.
Courage the cowardly ghost. It's our new
It's out
friend.
there like melatonin. Make you sleep really well.
Oh, melatonin ghosts. Yeah, it's the ghost of all the sleep I usually lose on tour, and I'm grateful for it. Speaking of gratefulness, this next song is like sort of a just like long gratefulness list, because I've realized in times when I'm going through a lot that's really heavy, I will spend probably a few months just being like, I hate my life, this is the worst, blah blah. But like eventually it comes to a day where I'm like, I'm just gonna force myself to like write down a list, like a full page list of things that I'm grateful for in that moment. And it's like the first 5 feel like I'm just pulling all of my teeth out. It's like I'm not really grateful for anything. And then like eventually it just sort of picks up, and then like the last 15 come very, very quickly, because it's like, oh, I just switched my mindset. And it definitely doesn't pull me out of a deep, dark mental health hole, but it at least like it gives me like a little thing to like peek over for a second. And I wrote this next song after I got into a very bad bike accident and broke my neck and ribs and lungs and all sorts of stuff, and almost died. I was very close to dying in that wreck. And it was also in Colorado in Vail area, so it was like 9,000 feet above sea level. So when you like break ribs and also puncture a lung and trying to refill your lung, and I had to be on oxygen, and I was in the neck brace, and I just looked like a freak. It was incredible. And, also, like, those people are wild out there. This is a side note, but just like, I would be trying to walk down the street like with my oxygen tank and my neck brace, and people would be like, mountain bike? I was like, how'd you know? And I'm like, well, if anybody looks like that here, if it's snowing outside, it's a snowboard, and if it's not snowing, it's a mountain bike. I was like, okay, thank you. Anyway, I was so thankful in that moment for not dying, and also for the ability to breathe, and I decided to just write a very long thankfulness list for of little things in life that I feel grateful for, even some like shitty ones that you just feel like in the moment of like, oh, I'm alive. It's like even some of the shitty things like traffic, or like, okay, well, it's at least a reminder that I can be mad about traffic. So anyway, if you're feeling particularly ungrateful, feel free to use this time to think of some tiny little things you're grateful for, even if it's just for the talking to stop right now. So this is a song called Breathe Humble.
When everybody's talking, for every memory I pick up is one I lost. It's rolling in the pieces, rolling in the sheets. It's driving in the bones of my wishes, it leaves. And every love story is about the book. The further that you want, the closer you get to the core. Rather than every blue, you cry out in every book. When you're walking in that place, I'm trying not to see the look. I once was a boy, now I'm just a boy. Putting on my toys and looking for some fun. Cracking on my ribs and breathing through it. Wondering later if my stomach came off food and died. Don't wanna die, don't wanna be high. Just wanna breathe, breathe till I'm sleeping in a bed and stressing about money, realizing I'm kind of why we said I was funny. It's been in the middle, the still feeling, looking for a God that's just with the shine. Sitting next to me, changing my whole life because of my poetry. And I don't wanna die, don't wanna be high. Just wanna breathe, breathe till I'm born. So full of this life, so full of this life. Breathe till I'm born. goodbye. Oh, 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 now I'll say goodbye. Oh, 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 been on attention calling down the tree. Mystery for all the things that I've still giving to me. It's Saggio's food. Wanting to see clearly no matter what there may be. It's trying to let go, trying to let go. It's always trying so damn hard to let go. It's taking all of me, though I don't know who for. People know time, I'm all over the swords. Till I'm tired.